Yo guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about Ines versus Defiler once again. But now that I've spent a good 10 hours with the fight, I want to revisit and explain tactics, reactor options, possible mod options for a more comfortable fight, and reasons behind these choices. You can also be sure to catch me streaming on Twitch every day. I'm more than happy to answer all questions, help with builds, and Colossus fights. Link can be found down in the description. Now, let's get into it. So let's talk about the very start of the fight. A very minor detail is that I am getting behind him, which is going to cause him to do an extra animation, which is going to be turning around to look at me. A very minor tip, like I said, but I believe this is noteworthy as it buys you just a second or two before you start getting attacked by him. Next, you will see me actually shoot my Secret Garden, and the reason for this is to apply the inversion buff electric focus rounds, which is implying enhanced focus rounds. This is a very important one. On hitting an enemy with a firearm, grants bypass immunity, all attribute resistance, minus 4% for 30 seconds, up to 5 stacks. This is a very helpful debuff, but there is a way to apply this and not lose any uptime when spamming her first ability. As the boss is becoming unimmune, I simply hold down the trigger and continually spam her first ability. After landing 4 bursts, you will have all 5 stacks on Defiler, and you no longer need to shoot, just spam floating lightning. Now let's talk about distance between you and the boss, specifically at the start of the fight. If you get too close, he will slam the ground, spawning a very large area of toxin, and at this HP, we want to avoid this at all costs. All you need to do is keep a decent distance between you and Defiler until he becomes immobilized. I found the best way is to simply circle around him, keeping him at a distance, but not too far, because distance is actually important. The speed at which we are dealing damage, which is something we will talk about next. Now, I did not take the film and put it in super slow-mo and go frame by frame to figure this out, but it's pretty simple to see that the floating lightning does have a travel time when bouncing between you and the Colossus. This is why when I feel that the Defiler is about to become immobilized, I no longer need to worry about the toxic circle attack. I rush in as close to him as possible and keep the close distance on him for the rest of the fight. Now you may be asking, why not just stay on him the whole time then? Well, the toxic circle will kill you at this HP, and I also attempted some runs replacing Dangerous Ambush with an HP mod. You are able to survive, but the damage was severely lacking and not making the runs any faster. As for what I do after the immobilized state and he is enraged, just continue to stay behind him, even if the fight does not go so well up to this point and he went straight into a rage. I would still immediately get behind him and stay on his backside as much as I can to avoid pretty much anything he does. The only thing you have to worry about is the little vomit attack that he does, and the only thing you have to do for that is basically be above it, just be on a higher elevation, or just grapple up in the air above it and you will be fine. And next, let's go over the range mods, which I have seen some debate about, so I just want to squash that basically. First things first, I have gone in and maxed out the 15 stacks on this. There was really no way to control this while testing it, so I just decided to completely max it out. It is not much range, obviously 0.6 times 15 stacks, but I found it for the testing, I would prefer to just completely max this because you have no control over this. This is not something you can unequip. So let's go in and I will take my 2 range mods out and save, and we will cast our first ability once. And as we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We will go back into our mods. We will put our basic normal quality range mod in, save, cast once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will go back into our mods, and now here's where some of the debate is why we're going to maximize range. You're going to lose skill power modifier, put on amplification control. We will put that in, and we will cast 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is an extra hit, but we want to get as many hits as possible. So now we will put in maximize range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So an extra hit. What is the best thing for this build? You want to be able to cast your 1 as many times as possible. and you want as many bounces as possible. That is going to net you the most damage. It's pretty simple. And with all of that out of the way, let's get into the mods. It is the same mods that I had on when I posted this build yesterday, but we'll go through them very quickly. We are running our cooldown reduction mods, MP conversion, and nimble fingers, along with focus on electric and focus on tech. We are running 3 critical chance, critical hit mods, being skill insight, skill concentration, and front lines. We are also running dangerous ambush, and we have our 2 range mods on. And we are running time of the hunting hounds, and the main reason for that is to turn our first ability into a tech ability, which in turn is going to proc our secret garden buff. As for our reactor, I have found that cooldown Colossus is going to be the best option from all the runs that I have done, and I was swapping out reactors a lot yesterday, but I would like to say there are a lot of good options. This Colossus critical hit damage is also a good option. I would say Colossus Tech is also a good option, and Colossus Electric is doable. Main thing you want to make sure is that you have Colossus, but I do tend to lean towards the cooldown. I noticed when I took the cooldown off and I was spamming my 1, sometimes there were points, very small windows, where I was trying to hit my 1 and the skill was turning red because it was not up. And to me, this is not going to work for this build. We want to spam this, and we want it to go out as much as possible. As for our set, there is only one option here. It is going to be the Slayer set. You want to make sure that you have your MP stats. So on auxiliary power, MP recovery out of combat. On your sensor, max MP, MP recovery in combat. I know mine is double purple. It sucks. For your memory, MP recovery modifier, and of course having some defense is very nice on this glass cannon build. And as for our processor, max shield and toxin resist. Now, going into our secret garden, the most important thing is to max the unique ability. A lot of people are going to ask, do I need the unique ability maxed? Do you need it? I mean, you could probably still kill him without it, but I would say just go farm and get it. And there's lots of events in the game now that can help you unlock this. So just do it. It's one of the best guns in the game. As far as for building it, you do not have to build it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong loadout. You do not have to build this. I do have mine built, as it is a very good gun. I would say one helpful mod would be brisk walk, and also maybe fire rate up, just to get those shots out faster at the start of the fight. Now, as far as our inversion reinforcement, we did semi-cover this, but we are putting on electric focus rounds. It really does not matter what you take here. I just picked electric because he is weak to it, and we are using that to proc enhanced focus rounds. As for our other one, I'm using heightened sensory cells to hopefully save our life if we are going to die. And for the third one, I have chosen antibody explosion, which is going to give us some more attribute resistance. All right, I hope that helps you all with the fight and makes this brutal farm a lot easier so we can get our weapon cores done without raging. I was able to do 6 weapon cores yesterday, which I would say is a lot, but I did play for a long time. Any more questions or suggestions about the build, let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe is appreciated. And the best way you can help support me is to drop by Twitch, hit that follow, and possibly drop me with that Prime sub or just a sub in general. If you're looking to support me and the channel, this is a great way. Thanks, guys. Peace.